Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to our channel YouTube. With me, Dede Rahmat. My NPM is 19220307. I have been studying at IKIP SILIWANGI. How are you today? Good. I hope you are fine wherever you are. Now, in this video, I'm going to explain about introduction to interpreting. Okay. In this material introduction to interpreting, I will give you explain about the definition of interpreting and then the historical background of interpreting and interpreter, and then I will share and give you information about everything single information related with interpreting and interpreter also. Now, the definition of interpreting. Interpreting is the oral transfer of messages between speakers of different languages. Interpreting is thus one of the oldest of human activities, and the role of the interpreter is arguably one of the oldest of the professions. So, the interpreting is change from source language to the target language by spoken, not by writing. Next, historical background. The first written proof of interpreting dates back to 3000 BC, at which time the ancient Egyptian had a hieroglyphic signifying interpreter. The next widely known use of interpreting occurred in ancient Greece and Rome. For both the ancient Greeks and Romans, learning the language of the people that they conquered was considered very undignified. Furthermore, during this era and up until the 17th century, Latin was the lingua franca, or the language of diplomacy in Europe, and therefore all nations had to have some citizens who spoke Latin in order to carry on diplomatic relations. Over the centuries, interpreting became more and more widely spread due to a number of factors. The first is religion, the second is age of exploration, and the third is International Labour Conference in Geneva, Switzerland in 1927. However, multilingual situations do not always require interpreting for some reason. The first, for some group, individual and multilingualism is a common feature. Example, the notable multilingualism of Australian Aboriginal groups. The second, communication problems may be overcome by use of a recognized lingua franca, generally not the mother tongue. And the third is, certain social groups gain multilingual skills because their particular roles, for example, traders. And the last, where geographical boundaries are sharp, there may have been little understanding of the languages of others who lived even a little distance away. Now, type of interpreting. The first is conference interpreting. The second is liaison interpreting. How about the conference interpreting? And what's the meaning of conference interpreting? Okay, a significant advance for conference interpreters came immediately after World War II when Nuremberg war crimes trials. New technology allowed experiments with simultaneous interpreting. Rebel interpreters walked from sound through both and relayed their message through earphones to listeners in the courtroom. And the second, liaison interpreting. How about liaison interpreting? Right. It has not always been seen by conference interpreters as an area of interpreting in its own right, but rather is a residual arm of language work at base of multilingual welfare works. In the post-World War II decades, several social and economic developments led to its growth. The two main areas of development were in international business contacts and less spectacularly but more precisely in relation to immigrant and indigenous population who did not speak the dominant language of their society. Next, difference in role and status. Just as international conference interpreters gain their status from the relevant status of the clients they serve, so do liaison interpreters in their framework settings. The question of status and relevant status in turn very influence how their role and contribution are understood. Providing social and institutional norms will strongly affect the way in which interpreters function and understood. Now, for the last, I will give you a summary, okay? The first, the development in lies interpreting has been subject to two very influential forces that continue to determine its status and the understanding of its role. And the last, for the second, is the worldwide of lies interpreting has been profoundly influenced by its own social settings of minority or majority relationship, identification with minorities and minority interests, and broader status issues. Do you get it about this material? Introduction to interpreting. Okay. Now I would like to thank you so much for watching, and then do not forget to like and keep your comment and subscribes also in this video. From me, thank you so much and see you all next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.